Meadow for live coverage of this Adobe Women's FA Cup 5th round tie, and what a tie between WSL giants Chelsea and Manchester United. These sides know each other all too well in knockout football. Finalists in the FA Cup in 2023 and 2025. Chelsea strike first at Wembley in the cup final. Holders, yes, but wounded too. Chelsea. Domestic domination will not be continuing this term. How many of their trophies can they keep hold of? Well, Chelsea against Manchester United is going to be the defining head-to-head on so many fronts between now and the campaign's end. Chelsea beat United, of course, in last season's Wembley showpiece to claim an historic domestic treble, but Bonpastor's Blues have shown a few frailties this term, exposed by various rivals, to the point where just perhaps there isn't quite the same fear factor as previously. We shall see, but maybe crucially they will be fresher today. Let's see how that affects things. Lauren James, such a star, made her name at Manchester United before joining the Blues. Great goal last weekend against Liverpool and set up the other one. Chelsea getting back on track with a couple of important back-to-back wins in WSL terms. Now it's the Cups, separated by an international window. Alyssa Thompson starting again today. She is the top scorer in the WSL for the Blues, having taken a little while to become established, but she is absolutely that now. In the 11 every week, the young American, her pace and that of Canarud on the other side likely to be a factor. The one team change for Chelsea today sees a return for Lucy Bronze. She is in for Sandy Baltimore. It was her goal against Manchester United that won the league title officially last term. Here are some of the facts and figures on the Blues. Third, still seems strange to see that in the Women's Super League. 6-time winners of the FA Cup, including last season when they were much, much better on the day. And their current form, well, 8 wins in the last 10 sounds great, but we know what the other two were. Back-to-back league defeats to Arsenal and Manchester City, punishingly so. Well, United's workload has been heavier and their options more limited. Even so, their form is terrific, so they will fancy their chances today. They come south having finished off Athletic in the midweek Champions League playoffs, so some more club history on the way from them on that front. But for right now, it's all about Chelsea. This tie today, and on the other side of the international window, the League Cup final. When he was appointed 4 seasons ago, Mark Skinner's remit was to narrow the gap on the best. Without question, that has happened, and this competition brought the club its first silverware too. So what now, we wonder? They are in super form, not always convincing in victory, but constantly victorious. As we look at the number 8, it is 8 wins in a row for United. Jess Parker's had a stellar first season, having crossed the Manchester divide. She is their top league goal scorer, looking for number 10 in all competitions today. The always available Maya Letitia is the captain, of course. Astonishing, even by her own standards. She has played every single minute of all 31 games across all competitions this season. Remarkable. Rather newer is there one change today. Leah Schuller out. Ellen Vangerheim here, coming in. Relatively recent senior Swedish international, hasn't scored yet. Debuted in this competition against Burnley a few weeks back for United. She gets a start today. Well, United currently second, a place narrowly above Chelsea in the standings. Arsenal do have a game in hand. They've been to 3 finals in a row, Manchester United, losing 2 of them to Chelsea, beating Tottenham in between. unbeaten in 12, 8 wins on the spin. It's a good place to be right now. Kingsmeadow ready to welcome the players shortly. Birmingham already through in this round of 16 weekend. As things stand, Brighton are looking good, winning away to West Ham. Arsenal and Bristol City is already ongoing, and at the same time as this and thereafter, there's Oxford against Charlton, a Merseyside derby as Liverpool take on Everton, and the London City Lionesses are at home to Tottenham Hotspur, all trying to get into the FA Cup quarter-finals. This is the tie of the round and the first of 3 definitive meetings of Chelsea and Manchester United. Domestically unbeaten in claiming all 3 English trophies last term. At least one of the Blues titles will be handed over soon enough to the blue half of Manchester. It is now the red half of Manchester that stands in the way on all other fronts. What a trilogy. United will go to Stamford Bridge on the WSL's final day, and there is every chance that that will decide who qualifies for Europe. Next up, these two will contest the League Cup final at Ashton Gate. And part 1 here at Kingsmeadow today is for a place in the quarter-finals of the FA Cup. Familiarity breeding contempt eventually, you would think, and hopefully giving us a cracking cup tie this afternoon at Kingsmeadow. Chelsea have the squad depth plus home advantage, and they didn't play in midweek. That probably makes them a favourite here, despite the hot streak of United, and it also gives Bonpastor a chance to rotate less for once. Just the one change, in fact, with Lucy Bronze in, Sophie Baltimore out. Otherwise, this is the team that were comfortable in beating Spurs, so that should mean young Vila Berman moving back to left back. And again, no Kerr or Beaver Jones in the 11. Again, they have to wait on the bench, with or without patience. Lauren James has that free floating attacking role. Well, such is the injury list at United. Mark Skinner only had 4 outfielders on his European bench in midweek. His starters from that match changed by only 1 as well. He said he liked what he saw, so why not? 1 new recruit replaces another here. Ellen Vangerheim in for Leah Schuller. Otherwise it is entirely as you would expect. Jess Park in great form. How will she go up against Carpenter and Bronze on that side? If indeed she does stay there, we shall see. Eight wins running for Manchester United. Another one of their titles on the line for Chelsea. Erin Cuthbert, captain today. Lily Bright not involved at all. The bonus news for Chelsea is that Kadisha Buchanan, having missed the entirety of last year, is back on the bench. There's a centre-back who's never missing. Myla Tissier wearing the armband for United here. 3 seasons running in the cup final. A new contract, but a new feeling of a negative kind, in a sense, for Sonia Bonpastor. She's not thinking about that now, but she's only ever known winning, really, including in her debut campaign at Chelsea. It's going to be these two. So much on the line. At least twice more after this, and well, you never know, they could even meet in the Champions League final as well. They're on separate sides of the draw. Phoebe Cross is our referee. Winner into the quarter-final. Mark Skinner's already called this a tie worthy of a semi-final or a final, and it often has been. Indeed, it has been one of those in each of the last 4 seasons. Away we go at Kingsmeadow. Last season, Chelsea just too strong in the Wembley final. Two of the nation's big names meeting again here, and they are seeing a lot of each other. Manchester United did so many things well in the first few years in WSL existence. The one thing they couldn't do was beat Chelsea until the semi-final of this competition a couple of seasons back, and they were absolutely worthy winners on the day. Erin Cuthbert with typical drive, winning the game's first free kick. Thompson. Running at Lundqvist. It's away by Hinata Miyazawa. Thompson again. Sjerkan deflection. And that'll be the game's first corner. Good start from Chelsea. Lurking. She generally does short for the Cuthbert corner. That's where it goes. James Park to England Stars. Cleared by Mallard, smashed by Kira Walsh and by Cuthbert, and United getting their blocks in. Fifth season for Mark Skinner. One blip in there in terms of the curve. 23-24 was a real tail-off, but it was also the outlier, for sure. Here's the returning Lucy Bronze. The most decorated players anywhere in the women's game. One of the many contracts at Chelsea at the end of this season. Could be a discussion for another day. Millie Turner here into Miyazawa and back to Letizia. One of their other new arrivals, Hannah Lundqvist. On a free in the recent window. So many out for one reason and another at the moment. Manchester United, Riviere, Toon, Sandberg, Bizet, Galton. Kinds of reasons, mostly injury. Might not be obvious to begin with, but perhaps latterly in this tie, the extra efforts Manchester United have been putting in the late with those Champions League playoffs. Their reward, Bayern in the quarters, and Chelsea, well, Arsenal over two legs. All of it mouth-watering. The Blues here at Kingsmeadow could pick one trophy. I think we know which it would be. Lucy Bronze has won it enough. Carpenter here. Derma settled now and fit and in the team every weekend and midweek. Naomi Germa started 10 of the last 11 for Chelsea. The only one she missed was a 9-1 win in the League Cup against Liverpool. That was a good challenge there. Here's Lucy Bronze. Cheap turnover for Hinata Miyazawa. Oh, clever pass, and only just off target for Jess Park. Berman's been playing very well, getting a run of games, the youngster, still teenager just, Taylor Berman. Now Thompson, who would love green grass and space to run into. What a clever ball for Cannerud. Dominic Janssen has followed her all the way over there. Such an experienced player, Dominic Janssen, at many a top club, and filling in a slightly new position given the limited options to Mark Skinner at the moment. Carpenter never needs a second invitation to come forward. She is rapid, so too Cannerud. Not a great pass though. Cannerud couldn't keep it in. Much needed back-to-back wins. Both of them 2-0 against Liverpool and Tottenham. That followed the first time in over a decade. There have been back-to-back WSL defeats. There is definitely a sense, not that Chelsea are struggling as such, but certainly if you are Manchester United, or indeed anyone, that maybe right now, these days, you have more of a chance of beating them than you might have done in the past, including here at possibly even Kings Meadow, and you wouldn't even have countenanced that sort of talk not that long ago. And if any of you saw their league meeting up north in the autumn, Manchester United were excellent. Chelsea actually went in front of that game, but United really caused them problems. Could have won it. One brilliant goal from the absent Anna Sandberg for United. Her first for the team, made it 1-1, the final score. Reminder of how the gap has narrowed, certainly. Here's Lundqvist. Good looking cross towards Mallard. And managed to direct it on target. Eight goals in all competitions for the French forward, who was brought through. Under Sonia Bonpastor at Lyon as a youngster. Walsh, long for Cannerud. They don't tend to do it that often, but it's something you can do when you've got Thompson down one side, Cannerud on the other. Fallon Tullis-Joyce out in time from her line is Cuthbert. James. Thompson got there, showing that pace and winning the corner. Poured away by Tullis-Joyce. And right on cue, you're seeing the speed there, because she's a second favourite. But she's so quick off the mark that in the space of 5 yards, she's made light of the head start that she had on Hannah Lundqvist. Good stop. You can just tease it in there, knowing she'll probably get there. Cuthbert's latest corner. Headed straight back out again. One captain to another. Tissier clearing it. That's awkward. Germer is there. Still waiting for her first Chelsea goal. Manchester United can get up. Defending the goal where their fans are in this first half. Manchester United. Last time they didn't win, a still creditable 0-0 at Arsenal 6 weeks ago. And they played for half an hour, a player down. And their last loss to anyone, anywhere, Lyon in the league phase of the Women's Champions League. wasn't quite on point from Hannah Hampton. His distribution is usually excellent. Used to be an outfielder when she was younger. Nuskin. Rare for her to start back-to-back games these days, Sjoeke Nuskin. That's a great take from Van Geheim. He's got a head up, didn't have the shooting angle. Jess Park might. It's all closed in around her though, that's well defended. There was some real promise there for United. Hinata Miyazawa to Mallard. Look at the blue wall in front of her. Nothing getting through there. Park, Germer quickly onto it, Carpenter away. No space at all to get the shots away there. Really good defending from the FA Cup holders, and it needed to be, because there were plenty forward. Lily Turner. Letizia has to turn away from Ziggiotti, who was almost in her way there on the floor. Park. Vila Berman has followed her all the way. Free kick. Deep from Cuthbert, and good, and dangerous, and dealt with. Lisa Nilsson teasing one in there for Mallard and Lauren James. Led that one all the way. Summer 21, Lauren James came from Manchester United. Look how deep she's dropped to get on the ball here. Never seems to matter how surrounded she is. As comfortable as anyone in the game. Winning the FA Cup last season, Lucy Bronze picking up her 22nd major club honour. Incredible. Most dream of a medal or two. She's got 22. Here's Kannerud with Carpenter coming to join. Kannerud taking on Janssen and beating her. That flick via Turner could have gone anywhere. Early signs here that we've got two teams who are more than willing to have a go at one another. Let's hope it stays that way. Cheek turnover there though, Malvin Mallard here, away from Cuthbert. He puts her hand up in apology. Park. Heavy touch from Mallard. Coming back though, Ziggiotti. Nicely worked, again into traffic though. This is a little more space, Jess Park here. Beaten out by Hampton. Effortlessly brilliant from LJ. See you later, Ziggiotti. Now Nuskin. James given time here, and hasn't used it. For a minute when she looked up there, it must have crossed her mind whether it was worth a go. Through the crowd, Jess Park. Potentially dangerous to push it out like that from Hampton, but there you go, England colleagues. There's a few of them out there. International action coming up, and after it, just a reminder, these two again, League Cup final, Ashton Gate. And then they'll resume their battle for second and third with Arsenal, who have game in hand. A proper scrap for Europe, even if it isn't going to be for the title. She has been highly combative, Ellie Carpenter, in her first Chelsea season. Legally so on that occasion. Park. Again, Leila Berman following her all the way. Kira Walsh coming to help. Park has done well. And Phoebe Cross was just going to see if there's an advantage there. That's good refereeing. Lundqvist did well with the drop of the shoulder, actually. Got to be brave to try and do that. So someone as nippy as Alyssa Thompson. Definite foul. And Chelsea bossed the ball in most games. Maybe take out Barcelona, but hasn't been translating into nearly as many goals. Even last season when they won the lot domestically. Far more narrow victories. They've scored 1 goal on 9 occasions, Chelsea, this season, and obviously none in the coupon-busting shock defeat here to Everton, and none in the Stamford Bridge defeat to Arsenal. But yeah, 1 goal 9 times over. Speaking of Arsenal, they are 1 up against Bristol City in a cup tie that kicked off before this one. Birmingham already through and comfortably against a good story, but a story that has an ending. Chatham. 8-0, I think that was. West Ham trying to make a late fight of it at home to Brighton, and we've got 10 more ties upcoming this afternoon. Nusken here. Well, Alyssa Thompson was backpedaling there. I think she knew she got the final touch, but the throw's gone Chelsea's way. Got away with not trying to kid the referee Phoebe Cross. Kira Walsh won so many cups, 7 of them. As a Manchester City player, Kira Walsh. 6 times a runner-up in the WSL with them though as well. Zigiotti. Back in the English game. Free arrival from Bayern. And she has played, by the way, every match for Man U this season. So too Hinata Miyazawa. But as I mentioned earlier, Maya Letitia, who's also played in every game, has played every minute of them. So that is, I mean, that is just crazy. But it's pretty typical of her. She will often play certainly every league game of every season, back from when she was a youngster, regularly starting at Brighton. Janssen here, herself a WSL ever present. Bronze. Carpenter getting on with the throw into James. 20 minutes played. Not too many alarms for the keepers. Don't be alarmed, there's a big bright thing in the sky. Players won't have seen this for a couple of months. Whilst giving it away to Mallard. Here's Awa back to Letitia. So sharply contested at the moment, no one's being given any space at all. A tiny bit of it there for Hinata Miyazawa. But then, nothing for Nielsen, who was swiftly closed down by Lucy Bronze. These are two top sides working very hard to deny the other the opportunity to show what qualities they have, which are many. Almost left that for Burman. Played left back, centre back and left wing back for Chelsea this season, and has looked very good there. Niamh Charles has missed a great deal of the season with injury. Sandy Baltimore not being relied upon quite so heavily. She's been a little more in and out, the French-wide player, than she was in her first campaign last year. The slayer of Manchester United in the Wembley final as well, Baltimore. No question, if this comes down to the benches, Chelsea, in theory at least, have loads more options. Different kinds of players to change things in different ways. Mark Skinner missing plenty he'd love to have, not just on his bench, but probably in his 11, arguably. Kerr, Captain, Wright and Beaver Jones. Baltimore all on the Chelsea bench halfway through this first half. Started at a good old lick, this one. It's just settled down into something a little more respectful at the moment, I think. Janssen following Cannerud very closely indeed. She is having to be patient. Sam Kerr, so many big goals for the club over the years, including against Manchester United. Scored her first Chelsea goal at Manchester United, Sam Kerr. On to 108 now. 8 behind Frank Kirby, but another one of this huge group of Chelsea players out of contract at the end of the season. She won't get the chance to overtake you never know. Bronze, Wrighton, Kerr. Millie Bright, there are plenty. Again, good defending from Janssen. Alan Tullis-Joyce now got the sun in her eyes. We'll be pleased that her workload has been fairly light so far in this opening 25. It's become becalmed, this game. Oh, what is that? That was awkward for Tullis-Joyce, and Lauren James was there It's a bit of a slice clearance, but it looks like United are going to get away with it. Now, what can they build here? Ziggiotti driving forward. Van Gaheim makes her move, so does Mallard, and here's the latter. Melvin Mallard. Good ball. Jess Park, big chance. Yes, it's a tough angle, but she'd hope at least to force a save and see where the rebound goes. Just couldn't keep it down. Noticeable there, though. 4 in the box, couple more lurking. It's not a scared Manchester United here. Front foot, albeit on a counter there. Brighton are the second team through to the last 8 of this competition. That's just been confirmed. They've won 2-1 away at West Ham. So that's them and Birmingham in it. And the other 6 to be confirmed today. Too much on that for Van Gaheim. Hampton can watch it out. Bronze into Carpenter. Needed to be super sharp. Niskin out to Thompson. Lundqvist. Letitia providing extra cover, and it's off the United captain. It's found its way to Cannerid, and that had to be so sharp, an exchange of feet there for Lauren James as to make it almost impossible, I think. Goal against Liverpool last weekend, Lauren James. Scored against West Ham not long before that. That was her first, incredibly, since the late winner against Palace in March. Her first for Chelsea, anyway. Scored for England against the Dutch. Here is Carpenter. Awkward. Couldn't afford to leave it. Couldn't be sure that she could. Simpler. Narsund popping up left wing here. Park coming infield. Seeing the freedom of that role for Jess Park here. Carpenter sharply in, but you see the great footwork there of Jess Park. Here's Mallard again. So far, the discipline is such. Oh, hang on a minute, that might... Yes, it has been caught by Mallard. So the discipline is such that there aren't little passes to pop into players without someone right up their nose in and around the edge of the D in the box, so they're having to recycle and go wide. So far, good organisation from both defences. Challenge from Viola Berman. Had to get that right and did. The split second there where you thought Jess Park might be getting away from her. Viola Berman is another one proving, and yes, it can help with other options being injured, but even so, another one proving that even at a squad as deep as Chelsea's, with so many world-class players available all the time, you can get in and get a run of starts. Vika Kaptein did it last year, another young Dutch player who might not have thought would be a regular starter, but it can be done. It is a meritocracy. Nuskin getting on with the throw, and Kannerud here is beyond Janssen. Kannerud looking for a teammate. They're arriving now. Cuthbert! Brilliant shot. Even better save from Tullis Joyce. Especially through a crowd like that. That's 1-0 Chelsea, if it wasn't for United's keeper. Superb. Best and biggest save of this cup tie by a long way. We are a third of the way, at least, through it. In from Cuthbert. Oh, it's not dealt with! And it's hooked away in the nick of time by Dominic Janssen. Can't have been all that close to going over the line, otherwise you would have seen and heard far more from the Chelsea fans. Probably had about half a yard. Chelsea will go again. Look at that 6-yard box. Cuthbert right into it. Walsh. He's the one left at the back of the D on set pieces, Kira Walsh. And she made it count against Spurs. Scored twice against Spurs, actually, both her Chelsea goals and away against them. I think Dominic Janssen will tell you she had that under control, and I think she'd be right. Chelsea, 2 of them on target. Good ball. It's missed out everyone and found its way to Melvin Mallard here. That's really good positioning from Carpenter. I think Mallard was hoping with that manoeuvre she'd make a commit. So difficult as a defender to find that balance of not showing them too much inside or outside. And Ellie Carpenter has found that balance here brilliantly. Kannerud is quick, but not quick enough to get there. Who has known only success. Quite a lot of it as a player, but certainly as a coach. Type of winner in all 3 of her French League seasons in charge of Lyon. Domestic treble in her debut campaign in England. And winning the league. Became the first coach to lead a team to the title in their maiden season since Laura Harvey did it in the first WSL campaign of 2011 with Arsenal. Of course, barring absolute miracles, we're going to see that happen for a 3rd time this year. Mr. Yeglitz at Manchester City. Oh, Cuthbert sat there nicely, actually. Maybe even more nicely for Viola Berman here. to settle for the distinct second prize of a corner. Yet again, Cuthbert from the quadrant. Thompson so close to getting the near post flick there that will always cause chaos as Cuthbert goes for glory. Scored one of those in a Wembley FA Cup final once upon a time. He deserved to be the winner in that showpiece against Manchester City. City took it to extra time before inevitably Sam Kerr, as she always did then, settled it. One more goal for Erin Cuthbert, by the way. She'll be up to 69 for Chelsea. The significance of that is it would take her fourth above the great Ji So-young. With that Kirby Kerr, England only above her. Hampton laces it out to Thompson. That is one of Hampton's many qualities. And Letitia not taking any chances with that. James. It looked like a good cross until you saw that no one was there. Does it not make it a good one? Mallard calmly done. Yazawa. To Vangerheim. Played 8 times on Vangerheim, so regularly involved, not always from the start, but quite a lot of them. It's, coming from her native Sweden. Different schedule there, which is one of the reasons why you will see a fair bit of January recruitment from WSL clubs, from Swedish clubs. Awkward. Germer on the bounce back to Hampton. He made that look like it was nothing at all. Several reasons why Hampton is awarded goalkeeper of the year of the Ballon d'Or awards. Offside flag up here. Jess Park. Former colleague Lauren Hemp has put Manchester City one up against Sheffield United. Arsenal one up as well. I expect those two to be pretty comfortable. Brighton and Birmingham through. This one here. More to come over the course of this afternoon. Up to James. The control is immaculate, as you'd expect it to be. She takes her usual cross-country stroll. Berman into Newscombe. James again, and look at the run of Ellie Carpenter here. James is looking for the run of Cameron. James eased back in this season with a couple of cameos. Liverpool, Bolton in the Champions League. The first action since the first half of the Euros final. And then coming starter again. I wonder if Mark Skinner prepared for there to be as little change in the Chelsea lineup as there has been here. Rare to have only one change from one game to the next for Chelsea. Not rare at all for Manchester United. Apologies if you picked up some fruity language from Aaron Cuthbert there. Always passionate. Bronze now overcommitted, and Carpenter too, but they've worked back very well. There's a moment there when Mallard thought she might have been able to get away from them, and now Mallard is down injured. And now she's up again. Carpenter. Letitia in the way. Good job too. Good into Walsh joining in there. That's a lovely way to pass. Sally Carpenter offside. Sure about that. Far side. Carried on. Maybe a let off there for Manchester United. Has got the better of Carpenter where Mallard couldn't. That's been quite noticeable this opening half. Well, I'm not getting a great deal of change out the Aussie fullback. Letitia stepping up now. Won't be much to add on. A couple of minutes for someone to have an advantage going into the interval. Doesn't feel like it's coming. James. No flag this time, tight angle, another top stop. Tullis Joyce asked the question as to whether that might have been offside. Flag didn't go up this time. That is very tight on her and Letitia. Tullis Joyce, 2 big saves in this first half. That may well have gone in even via her arm. Kind of surprised it didn't. Cuthbert. A bit floaty, that one. Cuthbert has time to deliver again here. This time it's straight to Janssen's head. She'll be disappointed with both of those, the Scot. Stoppage time.
The fourth official has indicated a minimum of 1 minute.
I'm not surprised, it's only a minimum of 1. We've seen any treatment, have we? It's been very fast moving, if chance shy. Opening period here at Kingsmeadow. Offside flag up that time on Lauren James. Vangerheim's touches have been few and far between, but she's got on the end of that Letitia long ball. It's going to have to be right now. Park into Nalsund. I suspect that'll do it. Indeed it does. Two good teams, largely cancelling one another out. A couple of sharp moments from Jess Park. A couple of really sharp stops, though, from Ballantellis' choice. Saved through the crowd from Cuthbert and from tight-angled Lauren James' shot. She's definitely been the busier keeper, but neither has been that busy because we've got two well-organised top teams here. And so far, well, who knows who's going through to the quarter-final. Half-time at Kingsmeadow. It's Chelsea 0, Manchester United 0. Lots of hugely important games between these two, between now and the end of the season. This the first of them, and the first chance of any real note, if you can call it that, was a Melvin Mallard header. An effort on target from Manchester United, certainly, but nothing to trouble Hannah Hampton. Melissa Thompson showing her pace here, and that ended up being probably a better save than it looked. It wasn't smashed with real power, but it was an awkward height in an unexpected spot. It was going to creep in there, and Tullis Joyce would go on to make two even better saves after that. Zigliotti playing it, getting it back here for Manchester United. Jess Park, the top league scorer, not their top scorer overall because of Mr. Turland in Europe, but it was Jess Park with an effort there. Fairly rare save in this first half. A bit of glove work for Hannah Hampton. England colleagues on both sides of that opportunity. Manchester United have had less of the ball, as I'm sure all concerned would have expected. But they still look dangerous enough on a few occasions. And Jess Park here, I think you'd probably say, even though the angle was tight, call that their best opportunity of the first half, arguably. Her technique, I think you and she and I would expect her to get it on target there. Quick throw here. Saw Kennerud with some quick thinking, and Erin Cuthbert's shot was headed for the corner. It's a perfect effort from Chelsea's skipper today, But a wonderful save from Tullis Joyce. Quite a scramble from the ensuing corner here, and Dominic Janssen was in the right place at the right time to just get rid of that, because it was heading in. Caught up with it well before any thoughts of the ball going over the goal line though. Kira Walsh. The next effort. The City star. But you can see from the calibre of opportunity in this first half that it's been a defence is on top generally. This, the clearest sight that any of the Blues have had of goal really. Lauren James, with her composure. Well, you thought she might save it, score it rather, but Tullis Joyce saved it again. Tight call, but no offside given. And goalless at the break. Here are the half-time numbers then. 11 attempts to 3 in Chelsea's favour. That might make you think they've really been all over Manchester United, but that hasn't quite been the case. 4 on target, though. That is certainly more indicative. We haven't seen a card yet, and Chelsea have had nearly 2/3 of the ball, which I'm sure both they and United and everyone watching would have expected. Well, this fixture, all too familiar to Chelsea and Manchester United fans. Let's remind ourselves of how events played out in the FA Cup final last season with commentary from Matt Davis-Adams.
First sight of goal for Manchester United. Ramirez is pulled wide and she's managed to get away from Maya Letitia. Now Turner in her way. Still Ramirez trying to find Bronze in the middle. And somehow Manchester United deal with it. Was she going for goal herself here, Maya Ramirez, or trying to tee up Bronze? Baltimore, lovely turn. Opening up for Sandy Baltimore here, she can have a go. Well, Tullis Joyce will tell you she'd have kept that out had it been on target. But Chelsea in the ascendancy now. Here's Cuthbert, had time to turn. Looking for a give and go with Beaver Jones, who only had eyes for goal. Safe for the cameras from Tullis Joyce. It's gone very deep this time. Bronze was attacking it. Here's Erin Cuthbert. Now then, penalty. Celine Bizet with the challenge. We do have VAR, but they're not going to need long to look at that. As clear as they come. Sandy Baltimore then versus Fallon Tullis Joyce. 1-0 Chelsea. Perfection in a penalty from Baltimore. Tullis Joyce went the wrong way, and Chelsea lead on the stroke of half-time. Mannion put it into a good area. The header was tame when it came in. Turland unable to really test Hannah Hampton. Bizet, Mannion, Bizet's carried on a run, a couple of targets in the middle if the cross is good, beat Bright, and eventually the shot from Toon dabbed down by Hampton without too much trouble. And as a half-time substitute, Ella Toon, who scored in last season's final. Here's Charles. Macario wanted it played early. Oh, and it was almost an own goal off Gabby George. Chelsea ramping up the pressure as they look for the second, which might well settle it. Baltimore to deliver. It's a good-looking ball, and there's Macario to head in the second. And surely that's enough to win the cup for Chelsea. 84 minutes on the clock. Baltimore the provider this time. And Macario off the bench to head in past Tullis Joyce and make it Chelsea 2, Manchester United 0. Macario been really good since arriving. Oh, miscommunication there. And it's in toward Baltimore. And still, what a finish. It's her final, Sandy Baltimore. 2 goals and an assist for her. And the cup for Chelsea. For the 6th time in their history, they've blown Manchester United out of the water in the second half here. A stunning performance. The treble secured for Chelsea. What a first season for Sonia Bonpastor. She's won everything available in the domestic game. Chelsea, the FA Cup winners for 2025.
Well, that was the Wembley showpiece last spring. This time around, we're at round 5 weekend, and the round kicked off on Saturday as 4th tier Chatham Town, enjoying a record-breaking campaign, took on Birmingham City. Anita Asante joined Oliver Wilson on commentary duty.
The spot in the quarter-final of the Adobe Women's FA Cup is on the line at St Andrews this evening. Her turn on closing down. Frenchwoman goes around her quite comfortably as well. It's a decent ball in. Oh, off the underside of the crossbar, and it stays out. Sari can't believe it.
Just saved from the underside of the crossbar. Doesn't go over the line.
Her turn. Lovely step. Opening up the space for herself once again. It's not a bad ball in either. Oh, it's completely bamboozled Elegon.
Not sure she meant it, but she'll definitely take it.
That's a lovely ball across, and the lead is doubled for Birmingham. A routine finish tucked in by Sari.
Lovely weighted ball across the box. Just to slot it past Elegon.
I mean, Elegon's going to have a superb highlight reel, except for that as the defence falls apart, and the architects of their own downfall for Birmingham's third in the end. It's an absolute gift.
Mistake out from the back. They elect to play short. Jeffkins, and it's just an easy one in the end from Hertog and Pounce.
Quinn has continued the run, just needs to find a target inside the box. There's only 1 to aim at the moment, 2 more arriving. Pulled back to the substitute, great touch, super finish. That is the impact you're looking for. Luis able to strike it home.
Nifty footwork fires it across the goal. Elegon has no chance to make a save.
It's that back line that's proving in difficulty right now. It's unbelievable. If in doubt, she does it again.
Oh, what a hat-trick for Hertog.
Birmingham have got tails up, and they're seeing this now as a perhaps chance to go for the jugular. Quinn sends it in. Took a deflection and pinged around for a moment. That's a poor decision though, and Lee fires it home.
The wind are definitely up the sails for Chatham Town. Lee just fires that strike away.
Pull clear away from the goal kick. Leadhammer this time. Super finish. Leadhammer rubs salt into the wounds of Chatham Town.
She tucks it into that bottom corner past Elegon. And that's not what Chatham wanted to see at all.
Louis might have a chance trying to round the goalkeeper. Done and dusted. 2 for the substitute for Cheba Louis. A second half sensation that saw 7 goals scored by Amy Merrick's Birmingham City. Birmingham City once again are in the final 8 of this illustrious competition.
So Birmingham City through, as expected to be fair, at a canter. West Ham got one back late through Estelle Cascarino at home to Brighton. It wasn't enough though. Kirby Seke with the Seagulls goals. Arsenal already 3 up against Bristol City. Also ongoing, Manchester City having another goal-laden day at home to Sheffield United. Oxford and Charlton are underway, and later on Liverpool against Everton to wrap up round 5 weekend. Half-time change. Sonny Bonpastor. And it is Baltimore. Canary. That is interesting. I wonder if we might be seeing wing-backs for this second half for Chelsea. With Berman slotting in there with Germer and Bronze, and now Carpenter and Baltimore playing as wing-backs. Well, at kick-off it looks that way, actually, but we shall see. Certainly, it's a left-sided player for a right-sided player, but in terms of that, yeah, it does look like that. He played probably the majority of games this season, Bob Pastor, with the back three and wing-backs. Chelsea created a bit, a few, not tons. I guess you probably wouldn't have expected them to against a good team and a good defence. It's the only change from either coach. 50 appearances now for Sonny Baltimore. It's a memorable one at Wembley against this opposition. So a slightly different remit for Lauren James now. She'll still have the freedom, you'd imagine, and Alyssa Thompson to some extent, but Alyssa Thompson now at sort of right side and inward, kind of forward. Baltimore's in there again, and Letitia could not take the risk. No one near the Berman cross. And the busier keeper in the first half with a simple gather. Bronze. Carpenter. Discipline still there. Not quite in the control by Erin Cuthbert though. They've taken their eye off that one. It's KG. And it's a cup tie. But well, if it continues in this fashion for much longer, I think we'd say it's one that needs a goal. James as likely to provide it as anyone, isn't she always, in terms of creating it and maybe scoring it. Baltimore will go no further. Werner Berman won't be 20 for a couple of months yet. And I wonder if any long balls may get caught by this wind, for good or bad. Holding them up, sending them through. Something to judge. Got hold of that one. It's gone right up in the air from Giulia Zighiotti. Up against former club Bayern, as will Leah Schuller, who's on the Man U bench today in the quarter-finals. Decorated German international. That'll be a strange one for her, I'm sure. Cuthbert here for Baltimore. Tight attention provided here by Hannah Lundqvist. Germer under pressure though from Vangerheim, who's done a lot of chasing but hasn't had much of the ball. Seems strange to see anything but Millie Turner and Maya Letizia at the back for Manchester United. Baltimore, deflection, and kept in, just. Something new for the new arrival, Hannah Lundqvist, to deal with. Doesn't get any easier though, does it? The raw pace of Melissa Thompson in the first half, and now it's only Baltimore. Different kinds of tricks at her disposal. Chelsea 5-0 winners over Crystal Palace 5 weeks ago, the previous round. That was always as likely to be comfortable as this one was rather more uncomfortable. Nuskin, Thompson, head up, only Baltimore in the middle, might not need her, went for goal herself, it's on target, and it's pretty comfortable for Tallis Joyce this time. Flag up on Lauren James. It is a habit of hers. If we are nitpicking about someone of such quality, it is something she could do better. So often. Only 4 goals last year, limited by injury. She has been not quite as much this season as last, but there was a long layoff last term. That followed 16 goals for James the season before. Including a hat-trick, by the way, at Stamford Bridge against Manchester United, her former club. Well, this started off in a way that made you think goals would be coming sooner rather than later. But since that opening 10, maybe 15 minutes, it hasn't felt like that. Increasingly, you're thinking one goal might win it. Which, in itself, if it has that feel to the players as well, makes it even less likely. Because it feels so tight, they tighten up even more. Letizia will take the free kick with the United fans behind the goal, hoping to be jumping about shortly. Far post is where the runners are. Carpenter's head. Shoot, they say. Nelson does. Big deflection. Three goals this season for Lisa Nelson. Got hold of that one all right. I think it's Nuskin it comes off by the looks of it. They just have been heading wide. Could have gone anywhere. Could have gone in. First corner. Having taken the free kick, Letizia is going to take this. Deeper this time. Too far for Hampton to come. Berman gets a head on it. Here is Nelson again. He's managed to squeeze it through for Janssen here. Dominic Janssen. And corner number 2 is coming. Straight away. Drilled again, same area. Mallart's header. Manu fans shouting handball, but I think perhaps most tellingly the players weren't. So whatever it hit, I don't think it could have been an arm. No. Absolutely not from Berman. Just well placed and calmly defended. Just a decent little spell this for United. Bronze made that hers. Nuskin does the rest. James, screaming fans cheering her on as she goes in and makes that hers. Hinata Miyazawa didn't stand a chance. Berman. Late challenge. Not given, or it is now. Or was that offside against Baltimore? Doing the closing down, and it is indeed a Chelsea free kick. Lucy Bronze, Walsh. Millie Turner headed it straight into James, who gets a cross in early. And that's very calmly done. I think Lindquist knew probably Baltimore was right behind her, couldn't take any risk there. And now Chelsea have a corner. Number 9 for the holders in this game. Aaron Cuthbert's getting the practice all right. Those fans so used to seeing goals and wins here. Hacked out by Park without taking the time to have a look and didn't really get hold of it. Back in by Cuthbert. Lucy Bronze with the header there. Just trying to help it on for a teammate, nothing wrong with that. Look at Mallard here. Well, Ziggiotti didn't, sadly for United. That was the pass. Park now does seek out the French forward. And that's going to be a throw. Just the right side of the flag from a Chelsea perspective. The lower league tie between Oxford and Charlton has reached the break like this one, without goals. Round 5 day, Arsenal and Manchester City in cruise control. This one here was always going to be the tie of the round, and there's nothing to separate them with an hour of it played. And I would say 30 minutes to go, but the likelihood is another hour to play at the rate we're going at the moment. Park. Turner. Goals very few and far between for Millie Turner, and 1 or 2 fans shouted shoot there. When they do come, they tend to be huge, late or important, really significant goals. Walsh. Nelson is caught up with Baltimore, but now she makes her move and she's found some room here. And having done so, that's a really disappointing delivery.
Sandy, il te pose pas de questions, continue à percuter, c'est bien.
Keep asking the question. There's the directive from French coach to French winger. And that was most unlike her. She's not been at the heights this season, Baltimore, that she was in her debut Chelsea campaign. That's pretty much beyond question, but she arrived with such a bang and was so on point right from game 1. And of course the final match, 2 goals at Wembley against Manchester United. Jansen's header. There's something for Van Gahan to chase, but Hampton will beat her to it. Haven't been keeping count of the touches from Ellen Van Gahan, but there have not been many. It's been a lot of selfless running and closing down. That is a great touch from Baltimore. Into Nuskin, onto James. Back to Baltimore. But for Lundqvist, that was coming back the way of Lauren James. daring. Will either of these dare to be? Maybe commit the extra body forward and try and win this tie at the moment. And you can understand it, because they're both good and they're both pretty evenly matched. At the moment, it feels like both more a little scared to lose it than really go out there and win it. Chelsea have kept clean sheets in just over half of their games this term. 25 played, 14 clean sheets all in across the competitions. That's worth a hit. Oh, and it's a brilliant hit. It's not even going to count as a shot on target, that, from Jess Park. It deserves to. The scorer of so many great goals has come within a whisker of scoring another there. Brilliant strike, and it might take something like that to break open this cup tie. Hannah Hampton was beaten. That must have looked pretty good to those United fans in the sunshine behind the Hampton goal. Wonderful strike from Jess Park. What a hit. Clean and true, and so nearly in. This would be very Chelsea of the last few years to go up the other end and grab a goal. Baltimore on the drive. Just signs that she's coming into this game now, having come on at the break. Sunday Baltimore. And Cuthbert, always full of all things good. Bronze in. Easily out. Germer. All the Chelsea outfielders now in the Manchester United half. It's crowded in there. Twice as many attempts from Chelsea. 5 on target to Manchester United's 2. That is where those stats can be slightly misleading. A powder puff header from Melvin Mallard will count as an effort on target, and that Jess Park effort won't. That's why you sometimes take these figures with a pinch of salt. You might have just caught a glimpse of Kadisha Buchanan warming up there. First time she's even been on a bench for Chelsea since November of the year before last. One of many long-term injured absentees for Chelsea. The difference is they've really got the squad to cope with it, unlike most. Nilsson here, Van Geheim pulling away, calling for it. There is Van Geheim, down for Mallard. Really well made that. Shame about the finish from Melvin Mallard. It's a good run, that, from Van Geheim, and she was well spotted. That's a perfect knockdown. Didn't want to wait a fraction longer, Mallard, hence the jump before the half volley. Cuthbert was closing her down. Maybe she didn't have that split second. Certainly not an easy chance, but in a match where they've not had many, it certainly is a chance. We have a quarter of this game to go, or else we'll have 30 more minutes. Just a couple of nearly moments for Manchester United to remind Chelsea how tight this game is. Eight-game winning streak, I'll remind you, for Manchester United across the various competitions. But, well, Chelsea away for him. A different kettle of fish. His top scorer is about to come on. Kimi Awujo as well as Elizabeth Turland. The gossip is it'll be Zigliotti and Van Geheim making way. It'll be confirmed shortly. Manchester United looking for another counter here. Bronze steps up neatly. Here's Alyssa Thompson. She's been starved of it this second half, Thompson. Seeing more of it on the left in the first period, but she's got it back here from Lauren James. Dominic Janssen will be pleased enough with that, I'm sure. James Always with an eye for the spectacular, not this time. And she looks up to see those United changes being made. Ellen van der Heijn brought in to start today. Plenty of hard graft. Great little set a moment ago for Mallard, but she'll play no further part. Elizabeth Turland is on. 14 goals in all competitions this season, half of them in Europe. Zigiotti makes way in midfield for Simi Awujo. Sam Kerr coming shortly for the holders as well, by the way. Regular nemesis, if you like, for Manchester United. Melissa Thompson may be the one to make way, unless she's pulled it in here brilliantly. First little bit of acceleration, Nushkin making the break from midfield. Slightly awkward height for the finish, but again, in a game of few chances, you would say that is one. Absolutely not an easy finish, much like Mallard up the other end. 20 minutes to go of normal time. It's off the shin pad and wide. Awujo challenging aerially there with Lucy Bronze. Coming back to Hampton. A bit of a slice. And here comes Sam Kerr with many a goal home, away and indeed neutral, not least Wembley itself against Manchester United over her prolific Chelsea seasons. Alyssa Thompson's been starting every week lately. Off she goes. Sam Kerr not been starting enough, I'm sure, for her liking of late. Can she make the difference, as she has in so many games for Chelsea? I was going to say against Manchester United, but just in general. Straight into the action here. She has already got 9 goals across the various competitions this season. That is still pretty good going for someone who, more often than not, has been starting from the bench rather than on the field. Good work from Nushkin to keep Chelsea in possession here. Calmly done by Maya Le Tissier. Dodgy keeper, she is most certainly not. She fans. Turland on the chase. There's a lot of pace on that Chelsea side. May have lost Alyssa Thompson, but Dermer is quick. Casey Cannerad obviously has departed. Carpenter also quick. Thrown to Turland, cleared by Carpenter. Promise there, Mallard layoff, just off target. Johnson again here with the ball in hand. 20 minutes to find a winner, or we'll have 30 more. nigh on 3,000 inside Kings Meadow. They may be getting full value for money. May well come down to two of this league's finest goalkeepers. Bronze, no stranger to extra time for club and country over the years. Suddenly, something promising here as Carpenter rolls in Sam Kerr. Not to get any kind of crossing, to be fair, from there. Over the up and under. Nothing that Parker Turlin could have done about that. No question, goals in shorter supply in the Bon Pastor season and a half and under Emma Hayes. More solid, arguably, side. Last term, even in that domestic brilliance, I think it'd be fair to say, with the knowledge that it is about winning, that they weren't as spectacular on the eye as previous Chelsea sides were. The difference was they didn't lose a single domestic match. Quite often, a narrow one-goal win was enough. That's a blatant foul from Dominic Janssen. And there's going to be a yellow card as a result. Phoebe Cross spotted it. And Chelsea have a free kick that's not unlike a corner here. That is as blatant as they come. She probably didn't need to do it. I'm not sure Baltimore would have kept it in. But anyway, Janssen carded. That is the first caution, with 76 on the clock at Kingsmeadow. Left-footed set plays these days generally taken by Sandy Baltimore when she's on the field. It was always Guro Reiten around these parts. So less and less game time, the Norwegian, another who's out of contract in the summer. They'll go again from the corner. Resurgence. They're taking it quickly to Lauren James here. Trying to shake off Hinata Miyazawa. She does eventually. Good ball in. Germa lurking around the back post. Joe with her. Oh, it's dropped in for Kerr. And it's in! Again! Sam Kerr against Manchester United. She might not be getting the starts, but she still scores the big goals. And this last 16 time needed one. And it's the Aussie hotshot who's got it. Off the bench, onto the score sheet. Chelsea 1, Manchester United 0. It's a great finish, because it's all she could do. So difficult to hook those goalwards on the bounce like that. And if you're that accurate, it doesn't need to be powerful. In off the post. And in a campaign where she has struggled to get into the starting 11 once she got fit, she is into double figures for goals. Another reminder that there is nothing more precious in the commodity world of football than someone who just has a knack of finding the corners. Very few in the women's game have done it better than Sam Kerr over the years. She's just been gifted the ball back here. The holders in front. Can they hang on to it? I mentioned earlier, 9 times this season they have scored just once. Half of them they've seen it through to win by a goal to nil. Manchester United got level with them in the league meeting earlier this season. Chelsea were having a little run then of taking the lead in matches but not seeing it through. Liverpool, Arsenal, Barcelona and Man United all in a cluster of games. Chelsea went one up, it drew 1-1. Let's see if history will repeat itself here as we approach the final 10 minutes of normal time. Sam Kerr, the match winner in waiting for the FA Cup holders. Now what are you going to do, Mark Skinner? Leah Schuller is the only really realistic senior remaining option on his bench. Not that bringing on a striker necessarily means scoring a goal, but in terms of pedigree at the highest level, composure when it matters, obviously that's an option. So is equalising from a set piece. Letitia delivers it again here. That could go anywhere. Awujo! 1-1! Instantly level. Another sub on the score sheet. Manchester United weren't behind for very long. Chelsea didn't deal with it. Maybe rip up those plans, Mark Skinner. She's certainly onside here. Bronze's headed down. That's a bit lap of the gods. It's one of those that could go absolutely anywhere. It might have been a bit of bronze, a bit of Kerr. There's certainly a chunk of Awujo and Hannah Hampton. But it is shoveled in. And this tie's all square again. Joy for the travelling fans behind that goal. Awujo is yet to score for Manchester United in the WSL. Did score in the last round of this competition. Maybe you should tell her it's the cup every week. Players in terms of cautions per minute on the field any more than Lauren James does. Generally good for a yellow card as well as a lot of quality when you see her play. She joins Janssen on the naughty list. Might become a factor if we're going to have another 40 minutes, which at the moment you'd have to say looking likely. Goodness me. Well, the wind caught hold of that, didn't it? Hannah Hampton, aware of it, didn't commit too early. I don't think Maya Letitia was going for goal somehow, but it is a strong wind. It may well even have been arcing wide, but it'll be a Manchester United corner. Oh, no, it might just have been sticking in that, you know. Sun and wind, elemental stuff, but not elementary for Hannah Hampton. And, 611 Manchester United fans officially behind that goal. Dream of a a very special turnaround here as Letitia takes the corner deep into the cluster. It's Mallard's head that was the first on it. Back in by Letitia to that far post. Again, it's a United head on it first, but out by Lucy Bronze. Here's James. Nelson covering. Chelsea had a 4-game streak against Manchester City last term in 3 different competitions. There's going to be a bit of that feeling these United matches. Back-to-back here in the 2 cup competitions, admittedly with an international break to interrupt it in the middle. Final game of the season in the WSL will not be here, it will be at Stamford Bridge. Manchester United come for that. Technically, maybe a Champions League final meeting as well. Not impossible. Hook forward for Kerr again here. No, looked like she was off, and indeed the flag went up. 5 minutes of normal time. Right idea from all concerned, but well stepped up, Manchester United. Maybe adrenaline can carry you through anything. But given that most of these United players started midweek, and Chelsea had the midweek off, you'd have to favour Chelsea with potentially 40 minutes to play, just in terms of sprightliness and just mentally staying switched on. We'll see. Might just be about 2 more chances each, and who manages to find the net. But if it's down to fitness rather than form, which it may well be, the holders would appear to have a slight advantage in that regard. Rougeau trying to slide in Jess Park. Goal kick. Berman taking every inch she had there. It's the first time it's gone quiet at Kingsmeadow all afternoon. People telling their friends and families they might be a bit late back. Lindqvist into Park. Park out to Janssen. James. Just giving some space there. Rolled into her. Oh, you just saw United dropping off a bit. Maybe a bit of that discipline or tiredness, or both coming in. Is Carpenter. 2 minutes to go. Baltimore's won the corner. Chelsea have won so many games in the last couple of minutes here at Kingsmeadow in particular. Over the last couple of seasons, including in this competition as well. Baltimore's corner. It's a really disappointing one. to the final minute of normal time we go then. Bob Pastor still has, he's got some youth. He's also got Aggie Beaver-Jones, Guru Brighton, Vika Kaptein. Big-time players all. There won't be much to add on. Here's Baltimore. And again, Wujo got there firmly. Melvin Mallard. Jess Park infield. Mallard taking on Walsh. Good carry. Now she's got to keep it, and she hasn't. Had to pass it earlier, Melvin Mallard there. You could see that coming a mile off. Baltimore for Kerr. Right idea. Millie Turner. And a big block for Manchester United. Here's Hinata Miyazawa. And Awujo, the unlikely equalising hero for United. Final seconds of normal time. 3 to be added, apparently. Don't think we've even seen any treatment at all in this game, which is refreshing. Bronze to ground. Lucy Bronze doesn't have treatment even when she's got a broken leg. Jess Park eating up the yards in trying to close down Vila Boerman here. Down the line for James. First close-up view of Hannah Lundqvist. She's had a really good game in difficult circumstances. Away at Chelsea, Thompson, at times James, Baltimore up against her. Played very well indeed. January arrival. Just as I say that, and clearance is charged down. Lauren James taking her on here. James to the byline. Can she find a teammate? That's good defending from Janssen. Baltimore was there. Walsh trying to keep the attack alive. Carpenter leaves it for Bronze. Nusken received it momentarily in some space there. And almost seemed surprised by that, as you would, I suppose. Bronze deflection. Oh, that was close. Goal kick. Lucy Bronze going for the spectacular. It definitely hit Millie Turner. The fact that Millie Turner rubbed the back of her head straight afterwards might have been a clue for Phoebe Cross, but Turner's got away with that one. Time running out for someone to be a hero. But apparently there will be time for the free kick here. Erin Cuthbert thought it was on her, not by her. Well, this is it. Manchester United's captain. Delivery. Teed up their equaliser. Well, this is it, or it's extra time. In from Letitia. Up in the air, that should be Hampton's, and it is. And that is it. These two clubs, seeing so much of one another between now and the end of the season, are going to see a little bit more. Two 15-minute periods, as you've just heard over the public address system here. Sam Kerr off the bench to put Chelsea in charge, but they weren't in charge for very long. A far less regular scorer in Simea Wujo, getting Manchester United, I think, on merit. Back level very quickly. So, after 93 minutes, we will have 30 more in this FA Cup tie. Chelsea 1, Manchester United 1. The main moments from the second half of this cup tie then, which for a long while looked like it was going to be goalless, and then it started to liven up here. Jess Park, cracking effort that absolutely had Hannah Hampton beaten, but off the woodwork it came. And then Sam Kerr, not long off the Chelsea bench, a position she is just having to accept at the moment as a starting point. Well, scoring here, as she has done more than anyone else ever at Kings Meadow. Difficult finish, but brilliantly finished. The scourge of Manchester United so often, Sam Kerr. And the holders were in front, and Manchester United getting that familiar Kings Meadow feeling, but no, very quickly they were level. Just a second goal in the red and black of Manchester United for another substitute, Simea Wujo. She was onside, good decision. And a very even cup tie was all levelled up. It's felt like it might go the distance all day long, and indeed it's going to. 1-1. Well, the sprinklers reach as far and wide on a day as breezy as this. Bonus entertainment for those who've come out on a lovely day at Kings Meadow. Comfortable afternoon's work for Manchester City, for Arsenal. Most comfortable of all, Birmingham last night with an 8-0 win. This was always likely to be the one. And, word from down there is that a treble Chelsea change is inbound here. So this is where you see that extra muscle, the extra options, the extra fitness. Mark Skinner would love to have it, he just doesn't at the moment. So many out injured. Vika Kaptein is coming on, Gura Wrighton is coming on, and Kadisha Buchanan is coming on for her first game in 16 months. And when the home fans realise that, that is going to be seriously popular. There she is. Brilliant, decorated player. They've just realised, the home fans, that she is making a long, long-awaited return. And there you can hear it, the acclaim. Vika Kaptein also coming on. And Guro Reiten, who's had her fair share of joy at Manchester United's expense. Always smiling, Guro, despite not getting the starts these days. Let's see. Super popular here. It has been for so long. Now in her 7th season as a Blue, and quite possibly the last. Her next move will be interesting. Bronze, Nusken and Lauren James, the three making way. So, it is 5 made. We are, of course, now in extra time, so the extra is there, as desired. Wouldn't be surprised if Manchester United try for a bit longer to play with what they've got. Guro Reiten's FA Cup goal was her first of the season last month. Vika Kaptein, a more regular player overall. He's up to half a dozen goals this season, already better than last term. But gives you a bit of everything from midfield, and Manchester United will need to watch that. Carpenter's throw into Kaptein. Baltimore. Vika Kaptein's got time for the cross. Had 3v2 there. Guro Reiten's done brilliantly to get that in. Kerr lays it off. Kaptein back to Kerr. Anywhere will do for Dominic Janssen. Straight into a chunky challenge. You wouldn't expect anything else from Khadisha Buchanan. The last game at Liverpool, November 2024, and straight after that, the training ground injury, and it was the dreaded ACL, out for a very long time. Like Sam Kerr, well over a year. Played for Chelsea's 21s not so long ago to get a bit of game time, and she set up this attack for fellow sub Guro Reiten, and that is not a long way away actually. Corner. Must have been a touch on the way through. Was that the foot of Laetitia? That's how it was seen anyway. Might have got a glance. Anyway, it's definitely been given. Guro Reiten straight into the action here. Cuthbert's latest corner. It's a Manchester United head that flicked it on. Arujo will collect. She thought she was fouled by Naomi Gurman. Might have some sympathy with that. Sharply done. Reiten. Working hardest of all there for Manchester United. Two players who have worked harder than anyone this term, Laetitia and Hinata Miyazawa. Game 32 of the campaign across League, 2 Cups and Europe. They've both played them all. That was Basil, cheerleading as ever. Held in by Berman, awkward bounce for Letitia. Foul. One of the 3 trophies has slipped through the fingers. It'll be down to Manchester United as to whether any more do here in a few weeks' time. Baltimore. Calmly done by Lisa Nilsson. A lovely weight of pass to find Mallard here, who's got Turland up with her and Park beyond. I'm not sure how many touches of the ball Elizabeth Turland has had since coming on for Ellen Vangerheim, but like her predecessor, very, very few, if any. Good touch. They look sharper this half, Chelsea. This will be some effort for Manchester United to emerge victorious from this. It's absolutely on par right now, why not? Got the quality. Maybe they get an opening here. Wujo, Germa. Wujo's got to release it and does. Mallard, Turland's in the middle. Here's a Wujo again. Goal kick. Turner there twice over. Walsh. One v one here, and potential for Baltimore. Smart defending from Janssen. Park working hard to track the run of Ellie Carpenter. Another corner incoming. Corner. Berman's header. Oh, what a save! The rebound's in. Well, you felt like it's been building, and I think in the middle of that pack is Naomi Germa. Just like Manchester United's equaliser in that same net in normal time. It's a scrappy one, but it's a huge one. It's a great effort in the first place from Viola Berman. Tully's choice, got the hand on it, onto the post. And American beats American. Naomi Germa's first Chelsea goal, and it is a big one. It puts the holders back in front in extra time in this FA Cup tie. Can they do it again, United, and strike straight back? Park with the cross. It's going to drop out here to Hinata Miyazawa. Lundqvist overhit. Walsh looking long. Mark Skinner was planning something at 1-0 down, and then his team equalised. He's gone back to having a chat and a look at the iPad. Other touch screens available. Into the 101st minute. Hannah Hampton here. Less tested today, certainly, than Tullis Joyce. Made officially 5 saves now, 2 or 3 very good ones. Baltimore uses Carpenter by not using it. It's a good effort that from Baltimore. Janssen had to be very careful, not just because it was in the box, but because she's already being carded. Good work, Ellie Carpenter, lauded by her coach. And indeed, her former coach at Lyon, as well as her current coach at Chelsea. Mallard, former teammate of hers at Lyon. Attempts to 8 on target to 3. I think it's been a more level feel to this game than that number would suggest. Gabby George, Leah Schuller, the 2 remaining senior options on that United bench. Park, and she's on the field, and still feels possible. Mallard. That was a tired-looking step over from Melvin Mallard. Park always sprightly, still is. Mallard. That's a great ball! Turland there, didn't throw herself at it, and I don't know why. Maybe she's just had a stride here, would have been offside, or, well, would it have been given? We'll never know. It's a teaser of a ball in. Turland had to go early and hurl her own head at it. I suspect the flag would have gone up if she had. Solid pass from the returning Buchanan. It feels so great for her if she can, well, come back to action in any form, but to do so in a huge match. Did a victory, be even sweeter. Here she is again. Knocked out hugely by the Hampton pass, didn't matter as it turned out. Zipped in to Baltimore by Carpenter. Walsh. cannon and comfortable. They can't go chasing everything, United. And presumably the Skinner plan is to go full-on kitchen sink with a couple of fresh players after the upcoming mini interval here. Came back at home to Chelsea in the league game. Came back here once already. Can they keep going to the well and coming up with something? Got to get the ball first. Cap time, Baltimore. Right idea, nearly worked. One added minute at the end of the first half of the added time. Extra time, should I say. It's a sloppy one from Kira Walsh, who normally is as stingy in terms of giving away possession as anyone in the game. Look cross with herself for that. Cap time. Final touch was hers, apparently. United ball. And that is half-time in extra time. And there is our unlikely match winner to be, unless Manchester United can do something about it. Naomi Gomez's first Chelsea goal. Reacting quickest in that scramble as the Blues in front. With 15 left of 120 minutes at Kingsmeadow. And you feel that they're in a strong position here, and not just because of the lead. Manchester United just had a two-legged Champions League tie either side of league football last weekend. Chelsea fresher at kick-off from that, fresher still from the many changes Sonia Bonpastor has been able to make, and now with a precious lead. You would expect them to see it through, I think, quite strongly. But Manchester United have shown plenty of spirit throughout this season. They've also scored quite a lot of late goals themselves, including very recently. Not necessarily against opposition of this calibre, it has to be said. Charlton winning away at Oxford with a few minutes to go in that one. Manchester City still 3 goals to the good against Sheffield United, and Arsenal the same at home to Bristol City. Those 2 ties have been 3-0 for a long time, if you missed the news earlier. Brighton won 2-1 away at West Ham, with Liverpool and Everton meeting in the late kick-off in these round of 16 ties. How much have they got left then? Millie Turner, Lisa Nelson making way for Gabby George. Gabby George at the back, Leah Schuller up top. There's Gabby George. You would have seen playing so much more for United. So moved from Everton a few years back, and she'd not had a terrible time with injuries. And Leah Schuller, decorated German international, big-time player. It's a big-time goal here. She's got 1 so far since joining United. Mallard, Turland and Leah Schuller all on the field at the same time. Can they get them the ball? In a slightly different role this for Mallard. Looking at her right now, you can see that. Lundqvist with the cross, plenty in there. Including Awujo again. Mallard nods it back in. Kadisha Buchanan got a little piece of it. Here's Erin Cuthbert. Schuller with the closing down. And the freshest legs. She's going to have to do the hard work of the big-time press. Schuller. Cuthbert felled. Welcome to the game. Gabby George. And a free kick given against her. Kept it in. Janssen didn't even look. Another tired decision that had time. Someone didn't tell her. As long as Chelsea can keep it here. Time very much, their friend. Right, and good ball. There was the chance to finish it for Kerr. Don't think that would have counted. No, indeed, the offside flag did go up. So, Kingsmeadow might not realise it yet. But what a supply line that has been over recent years. Skura right into Sam Kerr, both of them in that group of 7 Chelsea players who are out of contract end of this season. 2 much-loved pieces of the furniture around these parts. Skura Wrighton and Sam Kerr. Odd to see a Chelsea squad without them in it. Mallard. Captain. Apparently not. Back on Mallard again. Shoot, say the Man U fans. Jess Park obliges. The block takes the sting out of the shot. Well, while they've got her on the pitch, there's definitely still hope. Not looking like getting in behind Chelsea. Someone from distance like that could still make it count. Here's Kerr. Wrighton! She too urged to shoot, like Park at the other end. Right to Kerr again. Strong from Letitia, but then illegal. A little grab, and yes, Kerr made a lot of it. That's a yellow card from Letitia. Couldn't help herself. Kerr running away from goal like that. Not sure she needed to make that decision. But, the skipper is booked. Valentalis Joyce been busy keeper here. Erin Cuthbert with all sorts of options here. Near post, far post or cross. Looks quite inviting from our angle, doesn't it, to have a go at goal here. I'm not sure if she did there or whether that was... meant to the run of Brighton. Well, ish, 10 minutes here. And Miyazawa, who never gets a chance, very rarely, for a break, is going to be replaced here. Lena Drury. Big moment for her. Cuthbert. Baltimore running at George, Captain is with her. And Letizier's cut it out. Can't get clear yet. Captain again. Look at the space here for Baltimore. If her first touch was better, she'd be running at Gabby George. Well, it's all new and fun when you're 16. Terrifying thought for most of us. David Drury, born in 2009. Right now, talented as Manchester United are, very confident she is. That is where they are in terms of their options. With that 6 first-team regulars out. Laura Coombs, formerly of this parish with Chelsea, has made it 4-0 to Manchester City. Tullis Joyce launches it. 7 minutes and counting for Manchester United to, against the odds, find a leveller here. Sam Kerr can't go for that. Wright was playing it, Kerr was coming back from an offside position. Mallard here, and in the nick of time, Carpenter across for Chelsea. Park again. Launched in there, good ball, Letitia. Schiller was there. One United goal so far coming in this competition in the last round. That's a terrible giveaway from Hampton to Mallard. Great feet from the French forward. How's the cross? Oh, it's dangerous. Naomi Goma is there to protect the lead that she gave her side. Baltimore strong. So was Awujo, winning it back for Janssen now. They must be out on their feet, Manchester United here. Park went for the difficult pass and found her target with it. Now Lundqvist couldn't clear Viola Berman. He couldn't fully clear her lines. Charlton have won at Oxford. It's Manchester United. Well, maybe that was a moment. It wasn't much of one, was it? It was an awkward bounce for Leah Schuller, this. Beyond her, really, before she could do anything. A great effort from them and from their fans here. All things considered, definitely an underdog coming into this, despite the proximity in the league table, I know that. One up on Chelsea, but in terms of workload and personnel, Chelsea, especially at Kings Meadow, certainly a favourite for this tie. Not quite all that much, but it has seemingly panned out that way. But with 4 minutes, maybe 5 perhaps, to send this 16 tie to penalty kicks. "23 attempts from Chelsea, 8 on target. Man United's number improving in that regard. Mallard getting the better of Cuthbert. Here's a Wujo. Lundqvist. Heck of an effort this from Manchester United. Finding the energy from somewhere. Didn't need to do that, Guro Reiten. Right then, keeper's up. Still 3 minutes to go here. Letizia has put some good balls in there. Can United take this cracking tie to penalty kicks? In it goes. Park, calm. Awujo back to Letizia, who goes for goal. And I don't think that was a sensible option from a fine player who's made a poor decision there. So many players up, had to either get it wide or take it wide herself and just play the percentages. What's more likely? Someone getting in on the end of a cross with that many forward, or centre-back scoring from 25 yards out past a great goalkeeper. Jess Park. It's deep, it's too deep. Hampton's there. Technically, all square on saves. 5-5 for Tallis Joyce and Hampton, but those from Fallon Tallis Joyce have been of a higher calibre they've needed to beat. Well, he has so often had Chelsea get the better of him, not quite exclusively because, well, in a better FA Cup semi-final 2 seasons back, but not for the first time. He is seeing his side give it a really good go. They've had a lot of bad luck, I'm not suggesting today, but in many of the meetings, some real 50-50 calls. Generally, pretty much without exception, actually gone Chelsea's way. Now or never for Manchester United. 90 seconds. Probably don't want to remind them right now they've got to play Chelsea again next up. For most, international action upcoming. Right then, here's your now or never moment. Sure, Hannah Hampton make the save here to deny Sabrina D'Angelo in stoppage time. Opening day of last season's WSL, Aston Villa. Letizia launches it with everything she's got. Tolan didn't know where the flick had gone. very much into anywhere will do territory for Kira Walsh. Here it comes again. That's a better looking ball from Letitia. Germer got the head on it. Janssen. It's a good block. But Chelsea haven't got it clear yet. They should do now. And that'll surely be that. They have had to fight very hard here because Manchester United have fought so hard. Huge credit to both. Letitia with one final launch into the mixer. Gabby George, what did that hit? Booted clear. 1:21 on the clock, is that it? Drama right to the end here. There was no one at the far post from Manchester United here. Look, when that comes through, there's no one there. Letitia hurls it in. It's got to be now. And a huge roar of relief from Sonia Bonpastor. Manchester United gave it everything. Now out on their feet here, but the holders edge it after extra time. It was cagey for a long while, but Bonpastor's Blues just about keep their hands on this trophy for now, and they are into the quarter-final. But weren't they pushed all the way by a truly spirited Manchester United performance here. Naomi Germer's first Chelsea goal, the difference. She also got a couple of really big blocks in late on. And of course they will meet again next time up, domestically speaking, in the cup final in the other domestic cup competition. There's a huge WSL encounter that will conclude the league campaign. That was pretty breathless stuff right up until the end there. Sam Kerr off the bench with a goal. Awujo off a bench with an equaliser. And then Naomi Germer with what turned out to be the winning goal in this. And Chelsea are into the last 8. Just. Final score at Kingsmeadow. Chelsea 2, Manchester United 1. Joyce.